Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
What's going on, buddy?
90-Day Fiancé the other way. The tell-all, Brian. We made it. We made it to the tell-all. Part one, everybody. Like, subscribe here, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all at the Reality Guys, all of your TLC coverage, all of your reality TV coverage. Brian, I liked it. I loved it. I love the build-up to it, too. When they know they have 4 hours of this, we had 15 minutes of a prologue of as they were gradually getting to the seats. And as they mentioned, we didn't have everyone, but they said it was the most amount of people they've ever had in studio for a other way reunion. So far so good. We could go a million different directions. We can go with Sarper maybe being a hostage in America. We can go with we didn't get the why won't you bang my mom, but we're getting close. But we did at least get all the context leading into that. We have Sean wanting to beat up Ingy. We have Corona yapping off the entire time. Uh, we can go really in a lot of directions here, Brian. But what did you think of it overall? And then let's just kind of transition into whatever couple's on top of mind. I know you just finished.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. This is what I am excited about when I'm watching these shows. Is like the show itself is great, but like sometimes there's so much content, it kind of just gets watered down. But we need to get to the points, and seeing the people fight with each other, I think makes it really good because they all think they have no problems and everybody else does. So it, like really pulls out some funny interactions. I kind of want. I think I want to start with because you didn't mention it. I want to talk about the Angel of Death, Angel herself.
Yes.
She, the, And I just really want to know. I said every time I'm watching James on screen, I'm always thinking about you because I know you're like his number one fan, and it always just makes me laugh when he's talking about like he said what did he say? Hands full, balls empty, like that. Of all the people that come from him, I thought that was really funny.
I
It,
hate James.
yeah,
James is still up there with top three worst dudes. Because let's all think about this for a second, folks. The way they've been positioning these last few episodes is to try to make people feel bad for this guy. He's going back to
mhm.
America. They're like, well, he is doing the right thing, right? Like they do need money. And even if they want to end up back there, they need money. He needs to go back. He needs to apologize, blah, blah, blah. He puts his foot down. He says, no, I don't trust Angel. I'm not doing that. I'm not bringing you both with me. That just makes no sense. We don't even have any money. What was that, a year ago, probably? They recorded this. He's paid for the visa. Tata's in America. Angel's coming, or she's there. I couldn't
She's
understand.
coming. I think
She's
they're
coming.
still probably getting
She's
the process.
coming, right? She's going to ruin his relationship. He had to have obviously gone back. I don't know why, if or I missed it. They didn't ask about his family or his parents. Like, did he get
No,
his job back or anything? But even let's assume he got his job back. He got his job back, probably hat in hand. I'm sorry. I even put my foot down. I told my wife, I told Tata that we can't be together until I'm financially stable and I can't be making bad decisions. And now he's bringing this chick to America, and that's going to ruin everyone's life.
yeah, I'm really hoping, like you said, I really want like Sean to bring up the question of like because they're going to revisit everybody again on the show, and maybe it might take a actual like a show member to bring up like, hey, why are you doing this to your family and things like that. But yeah, that's something I really want to know because the only thing I don't like about this is like I don't like either of these people. I don't like Tata either. Like I'm glad Sarper, as weird as he is, I think he brought up some funny points of people like calling out the crying. We're gonna see them again, and I just don't really love that. I have a feeling that this won't be the last time we see them, and I think we'll see him in a future season if he's the mom or the girl the because they don't need to always follow the 90-day process anymore because they just find these characters and they're a character couple, bring in the sister to ruin everything. I don't know. I can't say I don't feel bad for either of these people at all. Like he's writing his own death wish or
No,
death
and
warrant.
he's definitely going to do the show again because they're going to need the money, and it's going to
Right.
be filled with drama. And yeah, look, Tata stinks. Tata is not a ride or die wife at all. She is not a ride or die partner.
Mhm.
She somehow is fine in America now because her sister's coming, right? I thought she was going to be too ill. Again, where are these questions at?
Yeah.
Tata, you look great. Yeah, I look great. How you feeling? I feel great. So, like, what's different this time? That would
Right.
be like my first, dude. You don't have to pay me a thing. But that's what everyone wants to know. What's the difference? Oh, the difference is you're getting something you want out of it. So now you're less mopey.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you were depressed. It's all good. Been there. We've all been there. But like
It,
just the crap about like that an American doctor couldn't diagnose her. We're like, listen, we are armchair diagnosing you, and we are correct. We know what was going on there.
Yeah, they almost like didn't call out the most obvious things, like her being that ridiculous and just some of the other people's issues.
You
I
mentioned the
can't.
90-day process, and look, like you said, maybe the 90-day process isn't respected fully in the show anymore, but someone's got a 90-day death march coming, and that's our boy Sarper. Sarper, I don't know how he did it, but in like one episode, man, I felt for the guy. I felt like he was like a hostage. I felt like he was like looking at directly into the camera. He was trying to bring up things. He's got the girl he hooked up with, and he's trying to be like, "Could you please try to explain to her how nice I am now compared to how mean I used to be, and like how dead inside I am now, and like look at my eyes. I got no life in my." And I'm sorry, and we don't. This is a reality guys thing. We don't comment on like looks as far as if someone's good or not. But Shekinah doesn't even look like a person anymore.
Her
Like
eyes were creeping me out today.
it's like
You got like
Shekinah
werewolf
is like
eyes.
that Tyra Banks movie when she comes to life as a doll.
Oh,
Like that's what I feel like I'm watching right now.
is super. What is
You know
that
what I'm
movie?
talking about?
Yeah, no, I know. She's a Barbie doll. Like
Yeah,
it's
your
like a knockoff.
sisters.
Oh, it's actually I remember watching that on Disney Channel with my sister. So not a bad movie.
No, but I'm saying, but like this is like what I'm where I'm at right now. And
Yeah, I no, I'm with you, man. I'm glad you said that because the jealousy factor on some of these women on the show is actually kind of crazy to me. But it's also works the same way with Sarko, how he won't want to know the body count. But this is the same guy that's had sex with maybe 1% of the population in the world.
there's 2,500 people.
Like, so what's the number? So he's like, if it's one more, like obviously she has a kid, so the number is two. She's had
Well,
sex, but like, who cares? If your number's that big, if it's more than 500, then I mean, that's the only. What level to him is going to be like, oh, like I have a point here. There's no level.
it's look. I mean, yeah, this
She was
it's kind
Amish.
of
She used to be Amish.
they both know what they're dealing with here.
Yeah,
She knew who she was getting into a relationship with. And so I feel like a crazy person, but like I agree with the guy and I agree with like the panel was like this dude needs to be able to like go
yeah,
out. Like he needs to be able to like live a life. He needs to be able to have friends who are girls. And look, he's not great with that either with her having guy friends. So like it's they
yeah. It works
both are
both
too
ways.
clingy in that respect, but like they're toxically obsessed with each other. They're
Yeah,
never, I mean, she storms off because she was annoyed that there was a person on a Zoom call. And the first thing she says is like, why didn't you storm off after me? It's like, dude, because we're here getting paid to do a show? Like, what do you mean?
I think it was fake.
Well,
There's a
look,
lot of things that I think are like obviously we know a lot of this relationship is fake, but I just felt like that whole scenario was fake,
well,
like fake outrage.
the fact that it's kind of fake outrage is that like she's more mad that the girl was even there in the first place, but like she missed the part where the girl scrolling to show how much they freaking talk. Like that's gonna be a thing. And like I don't think he should be talking to random people that live in different countries and stuff that you hooked up with in the past. It is weird, dude. But that's the signs too of just like a guy who's like dead lonely and locked up.
And he hadn't really honestly been talking to her that much post Shekinah being in his life. So I don't know. I just this also isn't her first tell-all. Like we know, they should know by going on these tell-alls what the stops are gonna be. They're gonna pull out people from your past. They're gonna do some digging. They're there to create storylines. And I don't know. I just wrote down for Dee Dee. She's a Horcrux. We actually saw a living Horcrux for Sarper. She's one of the bottles.
The girl who lived.
And I don't think she said anything. I don't. I just felt like it was like an overblown situation. Like, yeah, it looks like he in the preview that he's gonna like say, "Hey, let's talk to her as a therapist because she's a therapist." That's a dumb thing for him to say. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for Sarper to come out on top over Shekinah for me, and I think he did today in this episode. But
Yeah,
she's
this
way too jealous. I can't deal with the jealousy on her and Tata is on a level I couldn't even like fathom.
yeah, I mean, the edit all season made him look like the extreme crazy person. I mean, we always said she was crazy because she was there in the first place.
Yeah,
But like I've been saying from the beginning, we are going to get more of them. So we'll just kind of leave them where they're
they're
at.
inevitable at this point.
We'll even get more of them next
He's,
week.
I mean, if he stays in America, that's gonna be funny. There's gonna be funny episodes when he's walking around like Miami. They go to Miami, he sees all these girls dressed like in like nothing and like workout gear walking around. Because he just also said some like I can't even write down all the notes of the ridiculous things he was saying tonight.
No, they were all ridiculous. Um, okay, so we mentioned them a little bit. The Ingy and Corona stuff was a lot, right? He
Yeah.
wasn't there. She came in very angry, wearing and very, feeling very wronged by him. Um, I'm not saying she doesn't have the right to feel that way. I just wish we got a little bit more context. Really, just saying that he had said that he loved her and he came and visited her in the U.S. a few times. It seems like post him, her moving back, and
Mhm.
he said the vibes were all off, and that after leaving the second time, he just like broke up with her. So I don't know. It doesn't sound like there's foul play afoot here. Just changed feelings, but she was very vocal against him and frankly very vocal against a lot of the other panel members.
Unless there's more information that comes out next week on what he might have done, I just think she was on one. I mean, like we know this is a fake relationship, so for her to come in with this energy, to me, is crazy. Like it'd be one thing if we know it's fake and she came in and she wasn't being that combative and like had this strong takes on him and she's like, yeah, it's just done. Then I'd respect her more. I don't really. I was not liking the way she was moving, like at all. Like I don't know. I wish he stuck around. That's the only thing I'll say on that part. I don't. I think he will come back. I think Sarper it's a bad ally to have, but he might be the ally that Ingy needs to get
Um,
back into the screen. Because I'd like to hear some interaction between the two of them. Because, like you said, what was done compared to some of the other things these people were doing in that 2 hour span to warrant like it just shows to me that it was so fake because we can't even think about anything of the whole season of like what's a major moment that like shifted it.
last comment on Sarper real quick. They were eating butter sticks.
No, yeah, good. I'm glad you brought that up. That's weirdo stuff.
That was very straight weirdo stuff. We should make a TikTok clip of that. I put
There's
another
a yeah, I think I've told you before. There was a girl that used to live in my neighborhood when I was in grade school, would eat butter sticks,
strange,
and she was
strange,
not on the carnivore diet.
strange behavior.
It's
Um,
weird. They were like so cool with it too. They're just loonies.
Briefly, we had Sean and Joanne. Sean, it sounds like maybe making the move to the US. They didn't really dig much into that. Maybe we'll hear more about that next week. He spent most of his time calling out Ingy.
Yeah,
I want to hear about her kids. I want to hear more about that.
yeah.
That's why.
We'll get them in the next one for sure. A
Yep,
lot of
that's
sex
what I
talk.
would.
A lot of sex talk today.
Yeah, no, yeah. I
Like
I want to save more of them for our review next week because, like I said, I think that's where we get him outside of him just hollering and big time a guy on a computer screen.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. What else is good here? Josh and Lily. Not great.
We haven't got to the worst part yet. Haven't even
Not
seen
great.
it.
No, we haven't even gotten to what they pulled us in with her daughter yelling at him. But I mean, it's just he looks petrified at all times. He looks like so worried at all moments that anyone is talking about his life because it is literally paper mache. It's a paper marriage at this point. He's in America right now. Like
Yeah, they said he was visiting family. The one thing I'll say about Josh is his relationship's definitely messed up, but at least he wasn't like going at other people. Because it'd be one thing to be
not
like you're
living
in a
in the
bad
glass
relationship.
house. Yeah.
Like he knows that, and you could tell kind of the way that like when he would talk and react, like he's sad behind those eyes.
He
I
sat
think he
behind those
knows.
eyes and look, like I haven't been a big fan of his during the season. And I don't care what any of them say. And I'm talking about like Lily, the family, anything like that. The whole problem with that marriage is that he can't work. They
Yeah,
knew it from the beginning. They knew it. So it wasn't like a big surprise, but like I don't care what you tell me. If he was able to have a regular remote job in China, there would be
agree.
80% less issues. But because of the financial burden of him and have him
Right.
literally just like living off you and being there, and then if you're not being physical and you're not doing it's a lot of things to not be working and to not
Mm.
being physical and to also not be always truthful and not to get along with your you got to throw some W's in the columns, right? And everything he was presenting was L's. And again, the job thing's not his fault, but what is his fault then is he isn't apparently isn't this like amazing, super awesome guy to be able to try to balance that. He doesn't do any balancing. He just
Right.
is
Yeah,
mopey and doesn't contribute.
and look, not that you said we're not really fans of him, but to be he's basically getting sex publicly shamed on the show by a bunch of people. So it's definitely got to be pretty hard to hear whether he's right or wrong. So I can understand why he's dead behind those eyes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Um,
No even whisper of Clinton Dempsey. Whatever is her name, Clint?
they
Tyler.
mentioned them right off the top, like
They did. I
literally
must have missed that.
immediate. It was a blink and you miss it. You said they said you'll notice there's one couple not here. Said that they broke up. It showed like a quick like showing them like standing, like how it would have been one of the like, you know,
Oh, okay.
intro scene things,
Yeah.
and they broke up. That was it. And won't be
Yeah,
joining
we
us.
knew
It was
that.
literally a single sentence. So
What happens if you break
obviously, they
contract?
definitely got terminated by TLC, and so TLC wasn't going to let him be on the reunion and even get like a reunion check. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
look, I thought it was a good start. A good start. The biggest moment we're looking for out of the whole thing, the Lily moment, Lily's daughter moment, yelling at him, is going to happen next week. But I'm curious to hear everyone's thoughts. This is obviously what we do this whole season for. So far, so good. Check out all of our other reviews this week. And like I said, check out our TikTok, Instagram. You won't miss any of our posts. But until part two next week, for myself and Brian, thank you so much for watching. Peace.